Hi guys, and welcome to 123 MyIT's video on how to install Windows 8.1 on a Mac running OS X Yosemite. Okay guys, so the first things that you will need is you will need an 8GB USB drive, and we will also need a copy of Windows 8.1. Now if you don't have a copy of Windows 8.1, you can purchase one or use the Microsoft Windows Preview version. For this example, I'm going to use the Microsoft Windows Preview version, which is a trial version of Windows 8.1, and I'll show you where to get it. If you open up a Safari web browser and go to the 123myit.com website, then click on Downloads. Alright, and once that loads there, you can scroll down to where it says Windows 8.1 Downloads. There's your product key there, so just make a note of that, and you can download the 64-bit version or the 32-bit version. Okay, so once you have them downloaded, and that's what I have here on my desktop, I've downloaded that software and I've got my USB drive and I'm ready to go. Now one other thing too guys, this is a preview version, okay? So what does that mean? After 1 month's time, it will actually expire and it will ask you to upgrade. If you don't upgrade, it will restart your PC or your Mac every 2 hours until you do. Okay, not a big drama for some people, more of a drama for other people. If you're looking at buying a copy of Windows, you'll find the different flavors of Windows. If you go back to the 123myit.com website, click on Store. All right, and scroll down to the store here. You've got Windows 8.1 Pro, Windows 8.1, and Windows 8.1 Pro Student, and then you've got a whole bunch of other Office products there as well. So you can just click on these and go through and buy it. If you wanted to know, just off the top of my head, the Microsoft Windows Pro version is the more expensive one. The Microsoft Windows 8.1 is less expensive, and the student one is actually relatively cheap. Alright guys, so now that we've got our Windows software downloaded, what we're going to do now is we're going to start Boot Camp. So you can go up to your search finder here and type in Boot Camp Assistant. We're going to run that assistant, okay, and we're going to hit continue at this point. Alright, now we've got here Boot Camp Assistant will help you perform one or more of the following tasks. Please select all the tasks you need to perform. So at this stage guys, one thing I'm going to show you real quick is I'm actually doing this video on a MacBook Air, and it doesn't have a DVD drive, okay? So you can see here, MacBook Air, Yosemite version 10.10, and there's all the details for the Mac there. So it's an early 2014 Mac, okay? So I don't have a DVD drive. What we're going to do is we're going to essentially copy all the Windows files from this Windows Blue ISO file here, and we're going to copy it to this USB drive. Alright, so the first things we need to do is make sure we tick this create a Windows 7 or later version or install disk, okay? And this one is already ticked, okay? This is the software which allows your Windows install to work with the Mac hardware. And then the last tick here is install Windows 7 or later version. Okay, so we're going to hit continue. All right, it's already detected that my ISO is a Windows ISO on the desktop, and it's already selected it. If it doesn't, if some people have had problems with this actually being selected, what you can do is if this doesn't choose it automatically, you can click on choose and then go and find the file. Also, some people have problems with this file being on the desktop, some permissions issue. I'm not sure whether they're not running it as administrator or whatever. So if that's the case, copy this ISO file and copy it into your documents directory, and then go into your documents directory and select your ISO file from there, and that has worked as well for some people if you're having problems there. Okay, we're going to, that all looks okay, so we're going to hit continue. Alright, it says here the drive will be erased. The selected drive will be erased and the data on it will be lost. Do you want to continue? And we will hit continue. Okay, and so we've just hit continue there guys, and now the Boot Camper system is just formatting the selected drive. So you can see our Win install drive there disappears for a second or two. and it's now copying all the files. So what it's actually doing is it's going in and extracting all the files from this ISO file, this Windows 8.1 ISO file, and it's putting it on the USB there. Now this may take some time too, guys. This could actually take quite a long time for some people. At this stage it looks like it's stopped. The general rule of thumb, if it doesn't give you any error message, then just let it run. If it does come up with error message like could not copy files or whatever, then there's a problem there, either with your USB, your internet connection, or the ISO file that you're using. So maybe try re-downloading the ISO file again. Okay, but otherwise if you don't get an error message, just let it run, and it will take some time. Okay guys, so now it's just changed over to downloading Windows support software. This is the software that your hardware will need to work with Windows, so just go ahead and let that download. Now this file is about 1 gig in size, so if you're on a slow internet connection, this could take a while as well. Okay guys, so it's downloaded the Windows support software, and now it's just saving that Windows support software to the USB drive. Okay guys, so now it's prompting us for our password, so we just want to enter our password in there and press enter or return. Now this part's pretty important, because this is going to be a dual boot scenario, which means that we'll still be able to access our OS X Yosemite operating system, but we'll also have an option to access the Windows partition as well, or Windows operating system. So this is our local drive here. Let me just explain this a little bit better. If we go to computer, and here is our Mac OS X drive. Now this is the physical drive that's on the MacBook Air that we have here, and if we wanted to divide it in half, divide equally, so that we have half of the drive has space for OS X and the other half of the drive has space for Windows. Depending on how much of each you're going to use, you can actually slide the bar across. So let's say I wanted to use all of Windows and very little OS X, then I would slide it all the way to the left. If I wanted to use more of OS X and less of Windows, then I would slide it all the way to the right. For this video, I'm going to hit divide equally and then go install. Now before you hit install here guys, make sure that you back up any data that's on your OS X partition, just in case anything goes wrong. However, I've done this loads of times and I've never lost any data, and you know, it's a pretty robust system, so you should be pretty safe. As long as you follow these instructions that we've done so far, you shouldn't have any problems with it. Okay guys, so once it restarts there, you should be prompted with this Windows setup screen. Just select your country and your currency, time and format. So for me, I'm going to put English Australia and then hit next. Okay, the product key, now remember I mentioned earlier the product key is on the 123myIT website under the downloads heading. If you scroll down to where you downloaded the Windows 8.1 preview file, then you'll have the key there, so we'll just enter that in real quick. Alright, once you've entered that in, if you just hit next. Alright, hit next on the Windows 8.1 Pro preview. Accept the terms and agreements. Now what you'll need to do is go to Drive 0 Partition 4 Boot Camp, and we want to format that drive and then click OK. Once that's been formatted, we just want to hit next. Okay, and now it should go through and start to install Windows. Guys, if you're getting a GPT partition error, I will put a link on this video now. Click on that link and that should help you try and solve some problems if you're having a GPT partition error coming up at that stage. Now guys, this installation here is it's all installing from the USB, so this part should be fairly fast and fairly straightforward. Depends on the speed of your Mac and depends on how old your Mac is, how quick this will go through. But as you can see here, getting files ready for installation, it's moving along fairly quickly. I believe probably about another half an hour and then you should be done installing everything. Okay guys, so once it starts up there, you'll get the personalized screen. Just go put in 123 my IT. Next, I'm just going to go use Express settings, or if you wanted to customize, you can actually go customize. It's probably better to go customize, but for this video I want to make it quicker, so we'll just go use Express settings. Alright, we want to set up an account. We'll just put in 123 and then go finish. Alright, so it's going to go through and install some apps and other bits and pieces now. It says there it might take a few minutes. It probably takes about 10 minutes depending on the speed of your Mac. Okay guys, so now we've come up with the Boot Camp installer. Okay, so this will install the drivers so that Windows will be able to run okay on your Mac. So we want to accept the license agreement and then hit install. Alright, so this will install things like video drivers. It will install your sound and mouse buttons, so when you press the sound buttons on your keyboard on your Mac, it will make the sound go up and down properly. If you don't have any luck with that, so for some reason if you press your volume up and volume down buttons and it doesn't turn the sound up and down on your Mac, then what you need to do is actually go to the 123 my IT website and click on the links, which will allow you to download the Windows support software for your Mac version. Okay, so if you go to the 123 my IT website, I'll put a link on the video now, and then select the type of Mac that you have. You'll be able to download the Windows support software. Okay, so just then hit finish guys, and we want to do a restart. Just go yes. Okay guys, so after you reboot, that should be pretty much it. You should be able to bring up Windows 8.1 and start using it as normal. A few tips here: if you're having problems with your sound or your sound buttons up or down, then you need to install the Windows support software, and you can get that from the 123 my IT website. Alright, so if we open up a web browser and go to 123myit.com and then go down to where it says Mac, and then just select your type of Mac that you have. So for example, we're running a MacBook Air, so we would go into the MacBook Air, and if we scroll down, we'll see our drivers for the MacBook Air under the MacBook Air Boot Camp drivers. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. If you need to boot into OS X again, you can go and restart your machine. When it's restarting, if you hold down the Alt or Option key, and then that'll bring up this option here. And as you can see, we've got our Mac OS X drive, our Windows drive, and a USB drive here, which is our USB Windows install USB that we created. If we want to go back into OS X Mavericks, we just highlight that. You can go across to either one of these, but let's select our OS X Mavericks. Press enter on your keyboard. Alright, and there you have it, so you're back into OS X. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it from me. If this was helpful, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share the video around, and feel free to leave some feedback in the comments menu down below. Okay guys, thanks for watching, bye bye.